make sure my video or my sound is up. Hey everybody, it's Brian, the Home Loan Realty Guy. And today I want to do a quick video about the hidden cost of home ownership. So a lot of people, when they talk to lenders and real estate agents, we just talk about the down payment and the closing costs, maybe having a couple months reserves, for taxes and insurance. But what a lot of lenders and real estate agents don't talk about is the hidden cost of home ownership. And I'm not just talking about, your property tax bill and the supplemental tax bill. I'm talking about all the daily things that are involved with owning a home that if you've never owned a home, you're not aware of, even if you're a renter. So I wanted to just actually walk you through my house and point out some of the hidden cost of home ownership. Why is it important that you know this? It's important because if you're going to buy a home, you have to make sure that you have enough money, not only to make that mortgage payment, not only pay the property tax and insurance, and not only have enough in reserves, like emergency rainy day funds, but you have enough money to cover the maintenance of a house. Because even if it's a new build, there are costs, hidden costs, monthly, annual cost with owning a home. And you need to know this up front. So when you do buy that home, you can set aside a nice, nest egg of money to pay for these items as they come up. The one thing that you don't want to do is be house poor. You don't want to spend all your money on a down payment and closing costs and have no money in reserves or have no money to decorate the house how you want, right? You don't just want to move in and then be completely poor and then be miserable with your house. So if you're looking to buy, you want to make sure that you're factoring in all of the costs and you're saving up enough money to where you can pay for these costs. So let's just get right to it. I'm going to flip my screen around here and we're just going to walk through the house. I'm going to point out a couple things. Now, again, this is my personal house. Don't judge me on, how it looks. Some of the rooms are messy and some of them are clean. But I'm going to just point out some basic household things. Okay. So let's just get started. I'm going to flip this camera around. So let's just say you bought your house and right off the bat, your wife's like, I want coach lights. Well, there you go. $100 coach light. Okay. I want a red door. Well, that's another $100 to paint your door red. Now, probably when you move into your house, you're going to have flooring. But, if you ever did want to upgrade your flooring, that is going to be a cost too, to pay for that flooring. Let's talk about, right here, we just walked into the house and here is where my AC unit is. And right here is a big old filter. These filters need to be changed every 3 months depending on where you live and what the outside conditions are. Filters can run you upwards of $20 to $30. This is something that you need to factor in. Okay? Another thing, let's just talk about this because I actually had this redone. We had additional lighting put in because the lights that came in with the home weren't actually bright enough. It didn't illuminate the room at night how we wanted. So we actually had to pay extra money to have an electrician come in and put in extra lighting. Houses don't come with ceiling fans either. So if you want to keep your energy bill down, you are going to want to install ceiling fans in every room. Ceiling fans typically cost $100 to $200 depending on who you go with. You're going to want to get a good ceiling fan since it's going to be running all the time. Another cost is window covering. So we actually have window blinds. We keep them up all day because we have a really beautiful view of Lake Skinner, which is over there. You can kind of see it in the background. But window coverings. Okay, if you have a lot of windows, you're going to want to get those covers. Typically, those window coverings do not come with a house. So you're going to have to pay for window coverings. Okay. Other costs, if you're going to want to do any other kind of upgrades or anything, lighting, things like that, you're going to have to pay for that, okay? If you're not buying a new house, I actually want to go back to the lights. If you're not buying a new house and they're not LED, and they're the old fluorescent lights, those typically go out every couple months. And right now, I think they're $7 or $8 for new light bulbs. So as we kind of go down here, you're going to need storage. So this is our storage room, right? You're going to need, buckets and tins, and you're going to need a storage area, and you're going to need to buy all that stuff. If you want a second refrigerator, because you're going to store extra beer or meat or whatever it is. These are costs, right? Freezer, fridge. These are things that you're going to have to buy. It's not much, but let's talk about the smoke and CO2 detectors, okay? Those need to be replaced every 7 to 10 years. Batteries need to be replaced on the yearly. So every January I go through and I replace all my batteries in my smoke detectors, okay? Let's go outside real quick. Outside, if you buy a new build, you're probably not going to get any landscaping, so you're going to have to do landscaping. If you get any kind of concrete steps, any concrete patio, anything like that, that's going to cost you a large sum of money. And then once you're done, and it's all done, you still have to maintain it. You have to coat it, make sure that the concrete doesn't fade, it doesn't chip. So you want to protect the concrete because it's a big investment. My backyard's a little bit different because I own 5 acres of land, but if you're in a tract home, you're going to have to do your backyard. You're going to have to do landscaping, some kind of turf, grass, rock, whatever it is. That is a cost, a maintenance cost. You're going to have to keep that up. So, just off the bat, right, with lightings and filters and sealer on concrete, ceiling fans, all of this stuff, these costs start to add up. And it's really important. I'm going to turn this back around right now. It's really important, especially if you have a Pinterest wife who loves to do things, on Pinterest and going to keep it busy every weekend. Those projects add up too, right? You want to paint, you want to decorate, you want to get the little cutesy decorations at Hobby Lobby. All of that stuff costs money. So here's what I tell everybody who's looking to buy a house, whether it's new or it's a resale home. What you need to do is not only save for your down payment and closing cost, you need to have a nice reserve, okay? Typically, every homeowner should have at least, no less, very minimum, 6 months of mortgage payments, which includes property tax, insurance, and HOA. You need to make sure that you have this reserve in case anything bad happens. Right? What if another COVID happened? What if you got laid off and you didn't have any income coming in for a couple months? You need to make sure that you have a reserve. On top of that, you need to put away a couple $1,000s for maintenance on the home, right? Another thing I was just thinking about, screens, right? Screen doors, screens on all the windows. My house faces west. It gets sun from basically 12 noon all the way until sundown. These screens, they're going to fade out, they're going to rip, they're going to tear in a couple years. Okay? So little things like that people don't think about. The light bulbs in the coach light. Let me see if I can get my hand. I'm going to try to do this backwards. The coach light, the screens, right? The keeping the concrete clean, keeping your air filters, the roof maintenance, going up on your roof or using a drone to make sure that you don't have any cracked tiles. So when it rains, water doesn't get down and create leaks in your roof. These are ongoing things that you need to do. If you have solar, you need to clean your solar. Super easy. You just climb up on the roof and you just scrub it. Or if you don't want to do that because you're sketched about getting on the roof, then you got to pay somebody to come clean your solar panels, which you should clean once a year. I don't care what they say. The rain cleans it, blah, 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 blah. No, you really need to get on there and scrub away that dirt to maximize the solar. So there's a lot of things with owning a house that people, if you've never owned a home before, they're just not aware of. And that is something, I want to circle back around to this, that is something that I'm good at. Me and my wife, we have been in this business for 20 years. We've owned multiple properties. We know the costs inside of out, whether you live in a manufactured, a condo, a townhome, a single family residence, multi-unit property. We know what those costs are to maintain those properties. So when we're talking to our clients about buying a home and how much they need for the down payment and the closing costs and what they should have in reserve requirements as a nest egg, we also talk to them about the hidden cost of home ownership, the maintenance cost. And again, this is equally important. A lot of people will defer that stuff. They'll be like, I'll change the air filters later. I'll get the lights later. I'll change that screen later. I'll do that later. I'll check the roof later. No, you need to be on top of it. This is the biggest investment for most people. You want to protect your investment. So if you're going to buy a home, you're going to own it, you want to take really good care of it, because this right here, your biggest investment, this is what's appreciating, right? This is your retirement. Most people, I'm not going to scroll into that. Never mind. I don't want to get into the retirement talk of 401k versus homeownership. Anyways, long story short, okay? If you're going to buy a home, you need to make sure that you have enough money, not just for the down, not just for the closing costs, but reserve requirement and maintenance costs. Maintenance costs, super important. So again, this video went a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but I wanted to do this because I'm going to start talking about this because a lot of people are not talking about it. And I want to bring it up because a lot of people just are not aware of the hidden costs. And I've seen this happen, okay? I have customers that buy a house, they get in, they start doing things, they get that Home Depot or Lowe's credit card, they're like, yeah, no interest for 12 months, they start charging, they start, buying stuff and fixing up the property, doing the maintenance, and before you know it, their bill's like $3,000 to $4,000, right? And they weren't anticipating that because they were not aware of it. So, lenders, real estate agents, we all need to do a better job in educating our clients about the hidden cost of home ownership. So there's going to be more videos to come about this. But again, I just wanted to touch base on a few things. If you ever have questions about home buying, home selling, financing, anything pertaining to real estate, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I am Brian, the home loan and real estate guy, your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Thanks for watching my video, everybody. Take care and have a great day. Bye.